Right. What was I doing now? I guess I speak to Viola now, right? Yeah.
Take that!
You said the bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
By fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this?
Take that!
Nope.
Donuts?
Huh?
I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one.
What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. Guess that was a flop.
Take that!
There we go. Here I have a car repair bill. From this it seems pretty obvious the car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis?
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
She's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong.
Take that!
I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. A motorbike or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try and avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head, a bad one.
I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away?
If they stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been...
Take that!
It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. One of her locks just broke. She must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike.
Take that!
It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? You'll notice the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furo Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me I know it may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very expensive.
Geez, these guys are hesitant of giving an actual figure. I should back off. Anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tigre told me he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believed him.
Really? Do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but because of someone else.
Take that!
Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you're his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money?
$1 million. Four months ago, I was in a traffic accident, and that's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious, a simple procedure.
Really? I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it can't have been too big.
They said the operation cost $1 million.
$1 million?
My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation.
Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get in some serious trouble. But $1 million? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. but I knew it wasn't really true.
I'm so sorry.
What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him.
You helped him? In what way?
Here, take these.
What are these? Medical papers?
I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse.
A $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable.
Huh?
There are two things I consider inexcusable: poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics.
Is everything alright?
Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso.
Yeah.
I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this.
Bonjour! I have been waiting for you to return! Mr. Armstrong? Good timing,
Oops. Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We need to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you fellas.
It's Zinny Hop!
Who are you calling Zinny up? Come out from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers, now. Oh, I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said she helped you. Forget about it. The girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad. It ain't only her face. She thinks she got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get that $1 million used to pay this off. You crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two.
Oui.
Mr. Armstrong?
Oh, forgive me, Desolate. I can't argue with him.
That really hurt. Is that all you've got? I'll be checking those papers now. Armstrong, get the lighter. Wait. Don't take it too hard, Phoenix, right? That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think he's gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys gotta get out of here. Leave this to me. But... Go, pal. Take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright, thanks, Gumshoe.
Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind.
I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. tender lenders going down.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning, Maggie.
So what do you think's going to happen today, man? Yesterday's session didn't go so well, ended on a giant mystery.
That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Yes, of course.
I saw that, the little flash of doubt in your eye.
No, that wasn't doubt, it was determination.
Why don't I believe you?
It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat.
Ah, Roger, man. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you, man.
Hey, pal. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She don't need that. How do you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too?
Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, doesn't it look like one of those aromatherapy bottles? This is a small bottle that turned up in TRIBULATIONS kitchen a couple days ago. That's going to be the ear medicine, isn't it? Look at all the little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many they're overflowing onto the floor. Wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Oh, what do you know? It doesn't have a label either. And doesn't smell. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medication doing in the kitchen? What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up. They only had time to analyse the contents of the bottle. Another hour they might have gotten something on the prints, but... Oh, that's going to weaken the impact of this as evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defence is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial. I'm going to expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honour. Very good. We'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of a Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup showed the victim drank from it with his right hand, but according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left. Thank you, Mr. Godo. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honour. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godo. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying you've resolved the contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take the stand. And you are...
Oh, bonjour, everyone. I'm Sean Armstrong, the owner and chef of TRIBULATIONS Restaurant in Chance.
Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman?
Oh, la, monsieur, as you can see, I'm the birthday Bucky gentleman, no?
On the day of the incident, you were in TRIBULATIONS' kitchen. Isn't that correct?
You, monsieur? Everything feels right.
Wow, he's totally unfazed. Does nothing intimidate this guy? Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened the day at TRIBULATIONS. Oui, wonders.
When it all happened, there was just 2 customers in the restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decors that day. Like having a large mirror in between the tables, for example. Eh? Perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. Le couple and piece of glasses would have been everything in reverse, no?
A mirror?
Oui, un grand mirror. La most enormous mirror.
And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front.
What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
And who were the 2 customers exactly? My uncles, the young man died, and the other not so young man.
You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume?
What about the other man Maggie said she saw at the table? So he tells Mr. Armstrong he's implying to disclose his existence. We need hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I've just got to try a different approach for the time being. I remember I was experimenting with Art Deco. You're experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about this before today? Oh, you're not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decorature?
No, Art Deco is a style of design, Your Honour. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that sort of thing.
Oh, of course, that deco.
I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of the decor. How big of a mirror are we talking here? Oh, some about 4 meters wide and 2 meters high.
See, if a meter's 1 yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge.
I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually.
Ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember.
No, I decided in the end to go for a visit.
What should I do? Should I ask more about the mirror? If you already had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. There's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies.
But
You didn't ask, Trite. You only have yourself to blame for your sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Trebian the day before the incident. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes, and as it turns out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Trebian, it doesn't prove it was in the restaurant the day of the crime. If you want to doubt someone, Trite, look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror?
perhaps that's what the old man was looking at.
Normally I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, Trite, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, Trite?
Not the hair. I do not have a top knot.
Mr. Godo is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument.
Bien, logic as once a day. A couple of earpiece glasses, everything being reversed, no?
Everything? You would have seen everything in reverse?
Oui?
Nick, we should take a second think about what old CD said in his testimony. How'd he phrase it again?
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong, it was his left ear without a doubt. He used the same hand to pick up the cop, his left hand.
If he saw everything as was dark reflected in a mirror, everything he said was saw on the left would actually be the right, huh? And that clears up all the problem from his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Huh. It seems hard to believe everything is the fault of a mirror, but... Do you think CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain the contradiction in his testimony. That should make the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in the old man's testimony, we just gotta dig deeper. No mirror. Now how do I use that? Fuck. Ah. Let's try pressing everything again. Doesn't prove it was in the restaurant the day of the crime. Surely that photo is the thing that proves it, but I've already tried it on this.
Objection!
Everything. He would have seen everything in reverse. There we go. I think we found it. We? Nick, we should take a second think about what old CD said. Oh, never mind. Oops. There we go. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. To summarise, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. If Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror, it means both the HMD and earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement, you see, monsieur? Now that you think about it, not so hard, no? Unfortunately, That's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it the HMD was now on the wrong side of his head? Order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, would expect the victim's eyepiece to be over his right eye. How bitter. Try it, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase sorry apology thing? I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has a grievous habit other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression someone makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg HMD makes a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and the newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Well tried. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. I really thought he was on CD for a moment there. Kudo's good. Enough! I must agree yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boiler contradiction you found is just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So what exactly is the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Oui, I can explain. Perhaps if you look at the plans of the restaurant. Here we go. This is where I'm thinking it's going to come up. Hello, everyone's sitting comfortably. The mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There's only one seat from which you could have seen the image of the victim. That was the seat. There was a table next to the victim. The seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I didn't touch anything else. I see no problem with the explanation we've just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am, huh? Confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. He said he didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Well, yes, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Look who's talking, trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom. Très bien's charm is it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, trite. I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was here in the middle of the restaurant. And where would that be?
Oh, well, now look how you're leaning towards me. It always attracts the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once.
Oh, I attacked the older ones too, you know. Handsome. Should I tease you too?
I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time.
I bet she has mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Yeah, and I will tell you. There's only one seat which you could have seen.
So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat?
Monsieur, it's obvious, no? Look at the plans, you understand. Victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you could have seen everything, no?
So that's the seat old Celia was sitting in that day, when the poisoning happened. The man was sitting in the table next to the victim. Why does that seem kind of odd?
After a terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way.
Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was off calling the police?
Oui, exactement. I tell you at the restaurant's end.
You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself?
Oh, what can I say? I know how to pick things up, handsome. Godo actually laughed at something.
Given the witness's physique, I suppose it's possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
I look like the open-eating type, no? Naturally, I did not touch anything else.
Are you sure about that?
I touched nothing except the mirror.
Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yes, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Suffering from a case of heartburn, trite?
Oh, I have just the things for that. And oil with the golden mare on frankincense.
Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy. Focus, Phoenix. Breathe. Ignore these two and just find some evidence.
It's pretty strange though, isn't it? Nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did CD.
The only logical explanation is there was no mirror inside Trabian that day. Now I just have to prove it somehow. If this is apparently Kudo's seat and nothing else was touched, why is the vase standing upright? Your Honour, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradict Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is the letter of apology written by Mr. Kudo, is it not? I realise it looks loose, Your Honour, but this is still testimony. I guess useless people are only good at identifying useless things. What relevance does this scrap of paper have to the trial, Mr. Wright? Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honour, because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
This piece of evidence contradicts the testimony we heard, Your Honour.
The crime photo?
Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist.
What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
Should not exist? Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite.
If the defence will please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo?
Take that!
There's one thing that's clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from.
Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in TRIBULATIONS that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie.
Well, you!
Objection!
Don't try and confuse the court, Trite. Obviously the witness cleaned up the vase while the police were taking their time getting the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godo, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror.
Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
I was right. There's no mirror in the restaurant that day.
Without this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in the ear of which he couldn't hear?
You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Trite. This is the problem all yours. The problem's all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, we'll be much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table, and there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up.